So to start off our Dragon Ball Z SH Figuarts reviews, we're going to start with Majin Vegeta. And just recently released not too long ago, Majin Vegeta was a release that many people were looking forward to, me especially. However, now that I have the final product in my hand, am I satisfied with it? In some ways, yes, and then in some ways, no. We'll get to that, but this is my first official review for the Dragon Ball Z line, so do bear with me on that. Let's start with the articulation first. Now, in terms of articulation for the head, he can look left, right, in conjunction with the neck muscle. He can look down about that much, and he can also look up a decent amount. You can kind of tilt his head left and right, turn it as much as you want. Pretty typical head articulation and neck articulation. Moving on down to the arms, they can come out around that much, so a decent amount. And he can bend, swivel at the bicep, bend at the elbow. I believe that is a double bend right there, isn't it? Yep. All right. And your basic wrist articulation, rotation, as well as pivots. All right. Arms work pretty damn well, and it also has that butterfly joint, so you can kind of move it forward, in and out if you wanted to get him to do a ki blast or whatever. At the abdomen, you can kind of twist and turn him a little bit, bend backwards that much, bend forward about that much. You can see. And at the waist down here, you can turn him side to side and use a conjunction of the two to get him to kind of lean left and right. So I believe he's sporting the new 2.0 renewal hips. So with that, you can actually get him to kick forward about that much. Quite a nice amount. Kick back around that much. You can even have him come out and do a split around that much. Not bad. And of course, the swivel at the leg. Double bend at the knee. And for the foot, you can get it to rotate quite a bit. Move up and down. Kind of move left and right a bit as well. And also, of course, toe articulation, which is a little stiff on mine, but not that big a deal. So in terms of articulation, pretty much what you expect from the line. Really nice. It does basically everything I need him to, and he stands up well on his own. Now moving on to the details, paint, and sculpt. This is where a lot of people have their complaints, and I understand why. In terms of his skin tone, I have no problems with it whatsoever. You got a lot of nice details on the face. The paint job is done really nice on the decals for the eyes. I love the eyeshadow he has, as well as the decal for the Majin symbol, which is really, really nicely done. The hair sculpt, I believe, is reused from the Super Saiyan 2.0 Vegeta. Pretty sure that's the same hair sculpt. Mine does have a few issues where the molding process probably screwed up quite a little bit, but nothing too crazy or extravagant that it's going to detract from the figure, in my opinion. I like the shading from the bangs and the roots of his hair all the way up to the top. I do feel it should have been a bit brighter, but minor nitpicking, I guess. In terms of the actual body, though, he has a really nice details in his muscles. Got a lot of nice veins popping out. Definitely shows this guy is going through some shit internally and physically. So it's really nice. The gi that he's wearing, I am not feeling it. I definitely feel like it's a bit too bright. From what I remember in the show, it's a lot darker. It's more like the Vegito blue. They should have used that color, in my honest opinion, but they decided to go with something a bit lighter, and it's very dull, if you ask me, and it has no shading whatsoever, so it just comes off looking a bit flat and bland in comparison to most of the other releases. And it's unfortunate because Really expected it to be a bit darker. I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me on that. It's unfortunate, but I have seen some people getting some customs done where they actually get some shading in, and it actually looks a hell of a lot better. So I might actually do that in the future for this figure. Maybe. I'm thinking about it. In terms of the gloves, everything checks out. It's nice white. Nothing too crazy there. Moving down onto the boots. His Saiyan boots. No shading. That's basically it with this guy. They could have done a lot better. Now in terms of accessories, Majin Vegeta is pretty light. And yeah, I definitely think he could have benefited from more accessories. 4 different face accessories, including the 5th one that he comes standard with, which is just kind of a neutral face. He comes with one where he's just kind of like there's another one where he's kind of just gritting his teeth. And there's a smirking face with a toothy smile. There's another one here that looks very, very similar to the one that he comes pre-packaged with already. His neutral expression, however, the only difference is that this one has a vein on the upper right corner. Now, the big problem here with this face, and the reason why it's so similar, is because it's a mistake. When you look at the box art, Majin Vegeta was supposed to have a face where he's kind of looking off to the right, and for some odd reason, it's not here. And it even says it in the actual instruction manual, that it includes a face that is looking towards the right when the actual product doesn't. So that's a big issue. A lot of people are pissed off about that, and rightfully so. It sucks. Maybe with future reissues down the line, it's gonna get fixed. However, early adopters like us, we're fucked. So, nothing we can do about that. And of course, to swap out the heads, all you have to do is grab it by the face like this, pry it off as such. All you gotta do is push the pegs into the holes. Pretty standard, nothing too extravagant, and there you go. It's real simple. And from what I've seen from other reviews, apparently you can swap out his head with some other Vegetas that you have in your collection. I unfortunately don't have any of the other 2.0 figures, so I can't show you here. Moving on, we have his signature 3-finger pose, which is always nice, as well as 2 kind of grabby looking hands, as well as 2 open flat palmed kind of key blast hands, along with the standard fist that he comes with. So that's all you pretty much get with this figure. And just to know, his 3-fingered key blast hand is exclusive to his right hand. So at the end of the day, Majin Vegeta, for a lot of people, is generally a disappointing release. Considering that this is many people's favorite form of the Prince of all Saiyans, it's quite unfortunate that it doesn't come with more accessories, maybe a blast effect. And the fact that Bandai and Tamashii Nation screwed up with one of the face pieces, it's quite unfortunate. Doesn't come with a lot of hand accessories. Do we really need that many? Not really, but still, the lack of shading on this figure is definitely a big detriment to it, in my opinion. Overall though, am I satisfied with him? I like him, I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, honestly, I think they could have done a lot better with this one. And yeah, I don't recommend him. I would honestly wait for a reissue at some point down the line. However, if you're a big fan of Majin Vegeta, chances are you're probably already gonna pick this one up anyway. So that's my verdict. What's yours? Let me know in the comments below. If you're not subscribed already, don't forget to share the video and like if you did like it. And if you are subscribed, don't forget to hit that little bell icon so that you're up to date with any future uploads on the channel. And, well, the end card's here. You know what to do. Any other videos suit your interest here, feel free to check them out. Thanks for watching, everybody, and tuning in. I really do appreciate it.